Chef Corso, Monty Boca, you're here, I'm in the dirt, and we're gonna cook some dinner. We are here in the beautiful Magnolia Bluffs of Seattle, Washington, one of the great neighborhood pockets of Seattle. And as you can probably see, it's a beautiful day, and Mount Rainier is out. It's gorgeous. We're right here on the Puget Sound, and we're here to raid the pantry again. And we're gonna make two amazing recipes with tomato paste. I'm sure you have a can or a tube in your pantry right now, and I'm gonna show you how to make two recipes with that great pantry staple that you can cook inside or outside. It's also one of my favorite trail recipes because it's extremely packable with a lot of flavor. So the two recipes we're gonna make today, also, real quick, welcome to all the crews out there from Mappy Hour, from North Face, from Monty Boca. If you're not involved in any of those, that's okay too. You're here and that's exciting. Thank you for coming along. If this is your first one, we've been cooking up a storm over the last couple weeks, and we have different we have different recipes from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and trailgating that are available on mappyhour.org and montyboca.com for your reference. But let's get cooking. So we're making two recipes today. We are making a grilled cheese and bursted tomato soup with grilled cheese croutons, and also a 5-minute marinara that's gonna make you wanna never buy the jarred stuff ever again. So let's get going. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our grilled cheese croutons. So the thing about grilled cheese sandwiches is, one, they're amazing, but the other part about them in the backcountry is it's kind of not a great option to make for a couple reasons. One, these camp stoves burn really hot for a good reason, because you need to boil water, you need to cook your dinner or your meal really, really fast. The other part is a lot of these stoves are very, very thin, and they are they have a tendency to scorch and to burn and to cook relatively unevenly. So for a nice grilled cheese sandwich, especially when you're cooking it at home or in a diner, you have some nice medium heat so you can melt that cheese, get it all gooey, and then toast your bread. But when you're cooking at a camp stove, it just cooks too hot and it scorches things. So we're gonna do a little bit of a workaround to get that same flavor, but without doing a grilled cheese sandwich with 2 slices of bread, because it just doesn't work. So what I have done for the sake of time today is I've made our croutons already. And so if you have a couple slices of bread, I have some leftover sourdough here, so just look like this. And then I ripped it up into some rustic chunks. But if you have a couple leftover dinner rolls, you have some gluten-free bread that you love, whatever works for this. And I broke it up. And then I put a few tablespoons of oil, and I toasted it up, just toss it around the pan. This took just a few minutes before we started filming today, but that's what we're looking for. Nice toasted option. This is also making croutons over toasting a slice of bread is another really great option if you do have a jet boil or a chimney style stove, because you can just throw some croutons in there with some oil and give it a little bit of a stir. So we have got our croutons nice and toasted, so I'm gonna get my burner back going here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add our cheese, and we're making double cheese croutons, so I've got 2 kinds of cheese. I've got some nice grated cheddar. That's where the grated cheese options work really well because it melts a lot faster. But if you have a block or a chunk, that works too. And we're toasting up, and this is going fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and add our cheese. And we're gonna get that nice and melty. Oh boy. Just give that a nice stir. And if the cheese gets a little bit toasted on the bottom of the pan, that's all right. It's gonna give us some great little toasted cheesy bits. Oh boy. And as you can see, that melts up really fast, like barely even 30 seconds, so you gotta be ready. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some Parmesan cheese as well. Grated is an awesome option for this also, but I had a block in my refrigerator, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shave that on there. Be careful if you do this step with your campy knife. Beautiful. So nice and melty and nice and cheesy, and those are going to be ready for us. So go ahead and cook those up first and reserve those for later. So for our 2 recipes today, we are using a double barrel camp stove system here. Double barrel cooking action. We have a MSR wind burner, and we also have a Primus option as well. Both of these are a little bit over 2 liters. And this is actually my first camp stove that I ever purchased, and it has gone on many a trips with me. And I love taking one of these larger capacity camp stoves along for a group trip. So if you're going on a trip with 3, 4, 5 people, consider taking a larger one, because one person can carry the stove and the other person can carry the gas and some of the ingredients, but also that way you can meal plan together instead of just separating and you getting your jerky and your granola bars and your packaged meals. Like, meal plan together. It's really fun, and it's actually not that hard. We have some great resources on how to plan for your trip, how to pack recipes on montyboca.com on our packing page, so go ahead and check that out. And let's see here. So, double barrel action. One thing, ingredient notes as well. So for both these recipes, you could use fresh garlic or powdered garlic. And we have tomato paste. So tomato paste in a tube is my preference. It's really easy and really packable if you've never seen that before. But then also the standard can. Why I love this for a backpacking trip is it just fits right in these cute little stuff sacks that are great for packing recipes, easy packing out, and you don't need a tool, you don't need a Leatherman to open this guy up, because there's a little puncture here and you're ready to go. So don't stab it with a knife or a stick, you've got a little bit of a tool right here. So for both of these recipes, you can interchange tomato paste or fresh baby tomatoes. So 1 tube, 1 can equals 1 container of baby tomatoes. I love taking these along because they are really packable, they're really sturdy, and give you a nice little bit of freshness for a salad, for this recipe, or for anything out there. But you've got a great container that goes right in your pack. All right, so you ready to cook? Let's do it. Okay.
All right, if you're just joining us, guys, we are making 5-minute marinara 2 different ways. One with fresh tomatoes, one with a tube of tomato paste. We've got some cheesy croutons all cooked up and ready to pour the tomato sauce all over it.
Okay. So both of these are going to be really fast. So I'm going to get both of these going. And both of these recipes are extremely similar. Nice. Get yourself a nice medium heat for both of them. And they are both gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. A couple tablespoons for both. And I've just got a little bit left, might as well use it up. And for our roasted tomato soup, I'm going to go ahead and throw our baby tomatoes right in here. And I've got 2 containers, both yellow and red. But if you only have 1 container of baby tomatoes, you can do this combination. Nice, so that's looking great. And we're going to go ahead and throw in our tomato paste. Ooh, they are bursting already. I love it. Just a little stir. And our other tube of tomato paste here. And we're going to throw our fresh garlic in this one. And our powdered garlic in this one. There's a utensil here. Nice. And like I said before, these camp stoves are meant to cook fast, so you've got to be ready when it's time to cook. So for our 5-minute marinara, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Same thing for our bursted tomato soup. Oh, it's already can smell great. A little bit of black pepper, if you like. And this is just an old cosmetic container that I cleaned out. And I've got a little bit of Italian seasoning or some dried oregano.
Guys, this garlic smells so good.
And I've got a little bit of chili flake because I like a little bit of spice, but if you don't, or you're cooking this for your kiddos, you can go ahead and leave that out. Okay? So we're just gonna cook this for a minute or two to get those flavors coming together. And if you can see over here, our tomatoes, oh beautiful, sunshine right on those bursted tomatoes. Our tomatoes are bursting. This is exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh, people are wondering where the Old Bay is today.
Oh man. I mean, Old Bay maybe come out later. I don't know. You better stay tuned. All right, so our 5-minute marinara is cooking hot and we are ready, and we need some water. And we're just gonna add a couple cups of water and let that simmer. And man, our baby tomatoes are just bursting really fast, which I love to see, because usually I am really hungry when it's on the trail and it's dinner time. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some water this as well to thin it out. And the other thing for our bursted tomato soup here is, this is optional depending on if you are dairy free, is milk powder. This is gonna give us a nice creaminess, but one of those ingredients that's really dry, light, really packable.
Do you normally put milk powder or milk products in your spaghetti sauce?
So this is the bursted tomato soup.
Bursted tomato sauce.
So for tomato soup, I do like to put a little bit of cream or a little bit of dairy product in there just to give it a little bit of creaminess. But you can easily take that out, no problem. So our 5-minute marinara is coming up to a nice percolating boil here. And we're just gonna let that cook for a minute or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the flavor on both of these guys. Yum, nice little bit of garlic, a little bit of Italian flavor in there. And for our bursted tomato soup, go ahead and check that out as well. Man, it's really interesting when you have a bunch of time when you're hanging out by yourself or with your partner at home during these next few weeks of staying at home, is try both of these side by side, because tomato paste and fresh tomatoes, they're obviously both tomatoes, but they taste really, really different, and it's kind of a fun compare and contrast. So for both of these, if you're cooking this bursted tomato soup at home, go ahead and cook it for another 5 or 10 minutes or so. Get those rest of those tomatoes burst in. But for the sake of cooking today on the bluff, we're done, but I'm gonna show you how to finish these. So for our 5-minute marinara, I pre-cooked some pasta. So I've got some nice rigatoni today, but whatever pasta you have works great. And I'm gonna go ahead and add that to our marinara sauce. And if you are cooking this on the trail, what I would suggest is you make your 5-minute marinara first, reserve it in a bowl. It only takes 5 minutes. And then cook up your pasta and add it that way. So, coating up my pasta with our marinara sauce. And as you can see, 2 tubes of tomato paste gives you multiple cups of marinara sauce. So oftentimes I'll just use 1, just depending on how much I'm cooking. All right, so there's our pasta in there, and really fantastic additions to this is some salami, which you could even toast that in there with your tomato paste, cook it a little bit, or you can pack along a zucchini and give you some nice freshness. And I know some of you out there are thinking like, man, there's no way that zucchini is gonna stay good for multiple days on the trail. Well, I will say I have used this on day 3 or day 4 of a long backpacking trip, and we were specifically in the enchantments, and it lasted, and it was a really great treat to have something green and something fresh after multiple days in the dirt. So there's our 5-minute marinara with a little bit of a couple jazzed up options here, some fresh zucchini and some salami. Other great things you can add to this are other vegetables, some red pepper, some little packaged olives would be fantastic. Whatever floats your boat as far as Italian goes. And let's go ahead and finish our tomato soup here. And where'd my bowl go? There it went. So we've got our bursted tomato soup. But these baby tomatoes are a really great ingredient and a really great tip for a fresh marinara sauce you can make in 5 minutes. Adding some artichoke hearts at home or some Italian sausage would be really nice as well. But I also love the color that this provides with both the yellow and the red tomatoes. And then what I'm gonna do is put our nice cheesy croutons in here.
Oh yeah.
Give it a nice, oh my goodness, look at that, how cheesy that is. They've been sitting for a little bit, so they're all stuck together. So it's just like your nachos. When they all stick together, it's just one nacho, but then you can have, you know, one whole nacho. But you still are able to get that grilled cheese experience while making croutons, rustic croutons on the trail, but super yummy and super cheesy. Give that a nice dunk. This is a great recipe to cook with your kiddos too. If you're cooped up all day, need something to do with them. Also really awesome as a destination dinner. And what a destination dinner is doing exactly this. The great part about cooking outside is you can find these amazing little pockets to cook in, whether that's at a city park or on a bluff or just in your backyard. But pack up your stove, pack up your recipe, pack up the fam, and go make some dinner outside.
Go find a secluded view, eat some good stuff, guys.
But a little bit more about Monte Boca. We provide recipes, full meal plans for your trip whenever we can go on our longer treks, and cookbooks, so handy pocket-sized cookbooks for your trek so you can cook really easy outside. All recipes are 10 ingredients or less, ready in 30 minutes or less. Obviously focus on some fresh, real ingredients rather than a packaged meal, because I want you to throw those away. I want you to cook with fresh ingredients when you go outside in these amazing spots. Also today, I am rocking a great t-shirt from Subalpine Tees. This is a Western Red Cedar t-shirt, one of the great trees of the Pacific Northwest. But they have some awesome designs for plants in the greater Pacific Northwest. So check them out, subalpinetees.com. Check out monteboca.com for more recipes. We have over 100 trail tested, all free with a quick, easy download. And if you're looking for another community to get involved with, check out mappyhour.org. They have sections all over the country for different fun things doing outside, day hikes, how to read a map, backcountry skiing, all that kind of stuff. And also thanks to North Face for help putting this on. But I hope you're doing well out there. Hope you enjoyed these 2 quick, easy recipes from the pantry. But see you next time. And next time it is Saturday morning. We're cooking breakfast again. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we are going to elevate your oatmeal in a couple quick, easy ways from the pantry, so you don't have to eat the apple cinnamon packets anymore, because I can't do that. I'm just done with those. So we've got some great options for you this Saturday. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoy this. Boca Boca.